Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of the AgriCapitalist Podcast, where we talk about hidden treasures in plain sight. And as it is my tradition, I would want to thank everyone that have been with us up to this very moment. Those of you that have been watching up to this very moment, I say thank you so much. Thank you so much. May God continue to bless you. May God keep increasing you. May you keep prospering. As it is my dream for everyone, may we keep prospering. Today's episode will be talking about 7 common mistakes every farmers make. Most farmers make, actually. Not every farmers. They are the ones that are doing it right, and they are the ones that are doing it wrong. So not every farmers. 7 common mistakes most farmers make. And this is very apt. This is very important for you. Most of us that are going into agriculture, this video is very important for you, so watch to the end and I pray you find value. It won't be a waste of your data. So let's go. Number 1 mistake is the wrong mindset towards the business. I have said a lot about agriculture in my previous episodes. I have talked about the value of agriculture, but I still feel a lot of people still wrong with the mindset of primitivity when we think about agriculture. Most of us, in a room where agriculture is mentioned, we picture poverty, we picture hard labor, we picture struggling, we picture stress, we picture difficulties, but we are actually half wrong. I would not say we are entirely wrong, because most of the time the people that are doing agriculture where we are familiar with, what I mean is this: the people that you can see, that you can identify with, that are doing agriculture, that are actually in agriculture, they are actually not really doing much. They are actually struggling. So it is natural to think of agriculture as stress, as hard labor. Most of us would actually want to sit in an office doing nothing, just be receiving a salary, than to go into agriculture as a business. And that is where we get it wrong, because agriculture is one of the industry, I think it's the 3rd largest industry in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Please, I stand to be corrected. Most of the things we use, most of the things we consume are from agriculture. And if you are going into agriculture, there is a mindset that you need to have for you to be able to succeed in agriculture. And that is the common mistake. That is the number 1 common mistake that most agribusiness, most farmers actually make. They go with the wrong mindset. Most of it is because our elders, they go into agriculture when everything else has failed. When they are returning back to the village and they've tried this and this and this and this and this and nothing has worked. Okay, let's go into farming and let's sustain ourselves. So that's the idea of the subsistence farming. But agriculture holds more value than what we have come to believe over the years. Agriculture actually holds the potential to revolutionize our economy, take us from struggling, from creeping, from actually crawling to the mountaintop. Agriculture has only that opportunity. Agriculture has that potential if we actually see it from that perspective. I said the first mistake is the wrong mindset. I would want to ask you watching this, do you know that farming, that agriculture is a business? And do you know that you engaging in agriculture, you are an entrepreneur? You are actually a business person. You are not just a farmer, you are a business person. In fact, farmers that are in agriculture are known as agripreneurs. They are not just farmers. We don't call them farmers, because farmers, we classify farmers as the low end. So people that are in agriculture for business, they are called agripreneurs. They are not just farmers. So that is something you should have in your mind. You going into farming, you going into agriculture, you are an agripreneur. So there is a mindset that goes with it. What is a business? If I should ask you, what is a business in your own definition? What do you believe a business is? Because if you don't know what a business is, I think you still have the same mistake. You still make the same mistake that most of our farmers are making. A business is an activity upon which is an investment activity upon which you commit your resources, your time, your funds, and the other people's resources together to engage in something, in a venture, upon thorough understanding of what you are going into for a desired result. It might be for profit. There are businesses that are not for profit. There are businesses that are for profit. So it might be irrespective of what the end result is. It's an activity, an investment activity that you commit your resources into to ensuring you get a desired result. So if you are actually going into agriculture, it is an investment activity. The farming, all the processes that are involved in it, they are investment activities upon which you commit your time, your resources, your funding, your intellect, the ideas that are outside for you, the help of other people. I've been talking about the power of collaboration, into ensuring that you get a desired result from that farm, from that your agribusiness. So I have mentioned the fact that people that are going into agriculture, they are known as agripreneurs. And if you are a business in agriculture, your business is called an agribusiness. So there is the agripreneur and there is the agribusiness. So it is not just a farmer and a farm anymore. If you are going into agriculture, you are an agripreneur, and if you have a business in agriculture, you have an agribusiness. That way, you can start changing a lot of mindsets, because most of our people, we just go into agriculture and the first thing we do is just go and have a farm. Maybe you lease it, your uncle has the land, you just start farming. That should change, because there are processes. If you are seeing yourself as an agripreneur and you are seeing your business as an agribusiness, you will automatically, or if you don't automatically know it, let me just state it now, you will know that there are processes that you have to take to ensure that you get a desired result. Because here is the thing, here is why it is very important. A success in agriculture in any part of of our continent, Africa, is a win for all of us, because it helps to change the narrative that we've all tagged agriculture as. Because we are trying to see how we can promote the value of agriculture to people. They need to see successes, and that is what is prompting me to do all of these videos, to see how we can get it right and impact real change for our people. Number 2 common mistake most farmers make is they try to do everything on their own. Yes, that is very true. Like I said in number 1, the fact that they have the wrong mindset towards the business. They think of it as just a farm. It's my farm. No. So I'm talking about number 2 now. They try to do it on their own. They try to go it alone. Try to plant this today. They'll plant plantain here, plant corn there, pepper there. Just like that, haphazardly. And at the end of the day, they don't see good results from it. They just barely survive. They just plant enough to survive, and that should change. We are actually promoting an agribusiness that will serve millions, and the right mindset is the key. So I said in number 2 that they try to do it on their own. They do everything on their own. My brothers and sisters, if you are actually running an agribusiness, there is a process to it. There is a process to it. There is the part where you plan. You need to know what crops are you planting, what crops are in demand. We'll go back to this area in the other option. So they try to do it on their own. I have talked about the power of collaboration. Here's the solution to that number 2's problem, that number 2's mistake. If you are a aspiring agripreneur, or you are already an agripreneur, don't do it on your own. You cannot build anything. I've said this in previous episode. You cannot build anything on your own. You cannot build anything worthwhile. Let me use that word. You cannot build anything sustainable, anything lasting on your own. That is why most of us, our parents, they failed because they are trying to do it on their own. Probably you have a daughter, a wife, or your son going into a farm. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying look for like minds, run it as a business, look for partners, engage in it, and you will see the value in it. Don't look at it as just my farm. No, engage in agriculture as a business, as an agribusiness, through the help of other people. Various people are coming with their ideas, various people are coming with their resources. Added to your own, you will do more, other than just trying to figure it out on your own. That is number 2 mistake. The mistake of trying to do it on your own. It should stop if we actually want to see progress in our agribusinesses, because there is so much to juggle. There are various processes in building a business. I said this in I think episode 4, where I talked about the power of collaboration. There is the area of planning, there is area of researching, there is area of even doing the operational management, there is area of administration, there's area of finance, corporate finance. There are various areas that are intertwined with a business, and you as a solo administrator, you cannot just juggle everything at the same time, still have time for your farm. It is not possible. You will crash. It's just too much for one person to handle. And you can achieve this goal by outsourcing, by synergizing with other people. Mistake number 3 is this: zero planning and strategy. I have said this in mistake number 1. See, my brothers and sisters, we should have the understanding that an agriculture, a farm, your farm enterprise, your agribusiness, it is not just a farm, it is an agribusiness. We should have that in us. I'll keep emphasizing that so we can understand the value of what I'm trying to say. It is a business, it is not just a farm. If you have it in your mind, you will know that there are processes for you to go through. There is a path for planning in every business. See, if you fail to plan, they've said it a lot of time, if you fail to plan, you are planned to fail. Yes, so if you're actually going into an agribusiness, if you're going to agriculture for yourself as a business, you should have a path where you plan it actually. What crops are in demand? What crops am I actually going to offer? What crops am I providing? What crops will actually grow in my locality, in the land? Most of us that are actually going into agriculture, our parents that went into agriculture, they just did it. It just happened. It shouldn't be so. That is a common mistake. That is why they keep getting the same results. And we just class it as agriculture is a no-go area. It's not possible for us. It is very possible, brothers and sisters. It is very possible. We just have to have the right approach towards it. So zero planning, zero strategy. Most of us, we don't even know what is trending, what actually has the most value, what crops are actually in demand right now, what crop would be off demand within so period of time, within a year. What crops should I plant when it is during rainy season? What crops would I plant if we are in dry seasons? What crops would I plant where I can do minimum irrigation and stuff like that? There are lots of areas. I'll keep doing videos where I'll keep educating people on all of these various aspects of an agribusiness. So that is for number 3, zero planning and zero strategy. We just jump right into it. So while number 1, I said have the right mindset, while you have developed the right mindset of an agripreneur running an agribusiness, number 2, you are not looking to do it on your own. You are looking to synergize with other people, like minds, people that will add to the value of your agribusiness. Number 3 now is you sit down with these people and plan. How am I going to go about it? What am I going to do? How is my farm going to be structured? There is what we call farm layouting. How is my farm layout going to be like? What areas am I going to do for this? What areas am I going to do for that? That is planning. Strategy. What time of the year should I start? Should we start? What time of the year will provide the best results? what strategy, what farming techniques am I going to do? Is it a no-tilling gardening? Various ones. I will keep doing videos on that. Subsequent videos. So that is it for number 3. That is the number 3 mistake, common mistake that most farmers make. They don't plan at all. They don't strategize. They just go into it. Which leads me to number 4, mistake number 4, which is zero farm setup and poor management. Let me even explain what a farm setup is. A farm setup is this: you get the land, right? You determine the soil type of the land, the crops you are going to plant. You prepare the land. It's called land preparation. Then you map out the areas for each of the crops you want to plant based on your strategy. What facilities, what infrastructure am I going to put on ground? Should I do irrigation? Should I do manual irrigation through well or borehole? Should I use sprinklers? All of those things are called farm setup. When am I going to start? How many seeds am I going to plant? Stuff like that. Those are it. I'll do videos specifically for farm setup. So I might not say everything on this one because I'm trying to rush everything. I'll give a lot of details in that particular video. So stay tuned. Then there is the aspect of poor management. Most of us haven't started doing a farm. We just jump into it and our farm is there. Most of us don't even go for management. We don't go for weeding. We don't go to see what is going on. Some of the crops we plant at a particular period of time, there is time for weeding. There is time for checking for flowering. There is time to check if the soil is actually compatible to the seed you are planting. If the seed you are actually planting is compatible to the soil, there are expectations at each of the milestones to getting your desired results. So poor management is something that is a mistake that most of our farmers make. They just do it haphazardly. It should stop. We should embrace a new approach. Like I said, if you are going into an agribusiness, you go with the right mindset. You know that, this is what I'm expecting. After this week, so to this week we'll be doing this. After this week to this week we'll be doing this. After this week to this week, okay, we'll be doing this. So you prepare your mind for what is to come. You understand? Because while we associate it with hard work, there is actually a lot of money to be made. See, agriculture has a lot of money to be made if you actually know what you are doing. Mistake number 5 is poor spacing. See, this one, it is very important. We actually make this mistake. Most of our farmers make this mistake. See, if you actually have a poor spacing in your farm, I'm supposed to say this in mistake number 4, where I talked about poor farm setup. Poor spacing in your farm is a problem. See, every crop has a standard spacing, and if you miss that, you actually have reduced profitability, because either you overspace and then your profitability is reduced, because a farm that can provide, let's say, 1 ton of whatever seed you are planting will provide less. And then if you reduce the spacing too much, if the spacings are too close, they will keep struggling for nutrients, they'll keep struggling for sunlight, and you still get poor profitability, reduced profitability. You see that? So spacing is very important. If you are going into an agribusiness, you've planned everything, you should know the spacing for the crops you are actually going to plant, because it will help your profitability. It will actually help your profitability. Consider these possibilities, my brothers and sisters. Don't skip this one. Poor spacing can be as detrimental as flood, as erosion in your land. So mistake number 6 is this, and it is a very common one, very, very common one. Most farmers don't even bother to check the soil compatibility of their land. They don't even bother. They don't even bother to check the soil type. Yes, that's the word. They don't bother to check the soil type. They just do it as it is. You just have a land. I think this is even the first thing you should do. After you've gotten the right mindset, you have looked for people you want to go into the business with. Now you are in your planning stage. You have identified the land you want to buy. Go and look at the soil. Is it a loamy soil? Is it a sandy soil? Is it a sandy loam soil? Is it a clay soil? All of this will actually determine the crops that should be planted on such ground, on such land. If you don't identify the soil type, my brothers and sisters, you plant, and at the end of the day you will not get a result. Here's a quick story. I hope I am safe to give this. Last year we actually wanted to go into planting of sesame seed, and we actually did all the planning, got investors. Eventually we actually sampled. Here's the thing, we sampled over 5 different locations. What I mean is locations, I mean different local governments. Yes, it's not just farm alone now, because if I should start mentioning different farms, it's more than that. It's the local government. We sampled different local governments for the soil type that is compatible to the seed that we want to plant. Eventually we saw one, and it took us almost out of season to even start planting. You understand? That is how important soil type is. If you actually go into farming and you don't check the soil type, you keep running at a loss. You keep looking for village people that are nowhere. You are actually responsible for actually identifying the soil type before you actually get a land for your farming, for your agribusiness. So identify the soil type. It is very important. And the last but not the least is this. Most farmers, they actually go for the wrong financing option. Some of us have started farming, and like now I'm actually going to lash on our parents, the people that have been doing farming prior to our time. They just do it haphazardly, and then it is time to look for financing. It's time to finance some major project, maybe expansion or whatever. The first thing that comes to their head is to go to the bank. That is a mistake. Don't go to the bank don't go to the bank as your first option in financing. It's going to ruin your agribusiness. Brothers and sisters, don't go to the bank for your first options. It is going to ruin your agribusiness. It is going to kill your agribusiness, because you have a lot of pressure on your shoulder. And there are times when the season is not as favorable as you had actually projected, and there is a lot of debt on your shoulder. You run the business with a lot of pressure. You start making wrong decisions. So brothers and sisters, the first mistake they make in financing is they go to the bank or they go to cooperatives. Like I said, I've said this in various episodes. The first thing that should come to your mind when it comes to financing in your agribusiness is look for partners. Look for partners. I talked about the investment club. This is it. Start an investment club before you go into an agribusiness. Let the investment club be the house that will finance the agribusiness. That way you can do it at ease through the help of others. Everybody's building together. Don't go to the bank. Don't go to the bank. Even if you have all the money in the world, it is called shared risk. Don't go to the bank. Invest with other people. Start an investment club to finance your agribusiness. So that is it for today's episode. I hope you find value. There are lots to say, but I don't want this episode to be too long. A lot of people complained about the previous one that is it's actually very long. I think 20-something minutes. I'm trying to see how this can be reduced. So I hope you find value. And if you are new here, please like, and subscribe. And if you find value, you feel like somebody else needs to see this, please share as much as you can. It helps people to actually get to learn what you've learned, and we get to see how we can make lasting impact. Thank you, and God bless you.